Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I share my spiritual journey, my healing journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between, and nothing but authenticity here. I hope you guys are having a good year so far. Good new year. Anyways, I've been sharing my journey, you guys, and I went from unhealed, unconscious, to healed and conscious, okay? And so I just talk about all this stuff in my channel and my life and my journey, I want to talk about, so first off, I broke a generational curse from narcissists. I share my story. And I've been through, like I said, guys, my situation, I've been through so much, you guys. When I was going through, breaking the generational curse, it's crazy, you know what I mean? Like it's seeing yourself, your version of who you are, unconscious, unhealed versus healed. It's totally different, But my process, I went through a lot. So I broke a generational curse, went through awakening, went through a rebirth, okay? And while dealing with, breaking this generational curse from this narcissist that was like in my story and these people, them doing witchcraft, all this stuff like that was going on, guys, like things that I look at and that could have destroyed me without God, okay? And mentally, that's what I say, there's power in the cross. You guys are thankful, you guys, every day I tell God as I heal more and more and evolve, I'm thankful because I have become really strong. Really strong. I love who I am. I love the way that God teaches me to move, imperfect, and like I share my journey, but I strive to be the best version of myself as I can. That's what I came to the cross for. And that's what God has been doing in my life. I was broken when I came, and God is transforming, and He will continue as long as you want to be transformed. He will continue transforming you. And that's why I chose growth. And you share my story. I chose growth any day, yes. So like I share, I forgive, and I share my story, and it's funny because I forgive, and you forgive as you keep healing and growing, right? You in empath heart, and we're gonna talk about unhealed empath versus healed empath, two different people, okay? Still compassionate. I just know, like I said, you're just awakened. You're still the empath, but I don't tolerate disrespect from any users or abusers or energy vampires or liars or thieves or gaslighters. And I'm like, versus the unhealed version, the unmasked person, as I did the work. Mind you, this is what's so cool is like when you do the work, it transforms you and removes that mask, right? It's like an unhealed, unconscious mask, you know what I mean? And so I've been learning a lot, you guys. So thank you for my growth. Thank you for everything like that. And this is the channel you want to see on, because I went through it all and myself, and like I said, I am proud of myself, as I share. You don't need nobody, you don't need a narcissist or anybody like to give you your flowers, you know what I mean? Like, and so, and so who you are, but versus the unhealed, when you're doubting yourself and so if I get really a little I still have like a little, I get emotional when I speak about this still a little bit, and I did a lot of the mostly healing, because I went through something so hard, and I'm proud of myself. And like I said, I just choose. But yeah, anyways, and so like I said, I was dealing with somebody, and I forgive, and you can see in my videos I continue forgiving. And then now this person portrays they wear masks. Even when I healed and I evolved from all this stuff like that, this person tries to portray to be, they forgive me. No, they did not. Okay, this person, they're still trying to do spell work and stuff like that. This person hasn't evolved, hasn't grown. He tries to hide they're like this whole time, like I said, I share, and, I take my, on this journey, I take accountability for, I didn't do anything. But, when in this journey, it's part of your lessons, when you're breaking generational narcissist, is to learn and grow. And that's what this did to me, and I'm, like I said, I should tell God, when you get peace about it and you heal and you you actually thank God, because I grew from this, you know what I mean? And, at first you're angry and you go through all these things, all these emotions, breaking judgment, and then the abuse this person did and all this stuff like that, you know what I mean? And you learn to forgive, you know what I mean? And you let go, okay? But the narcissist, the other way around. They put a mask on portraying they forgive. This person's still trying to, and now it's like, because in the beginning, like I said, I share, so much, but try to use, work against me, you know what I mean? And this person chose to, go down a different path, and not by, choose to, like the unhealed, unconscious me, you know what I mean? Thought he could just, take advantage and, and, walk over. That's what they do. They try to walk all over you. You think you're, because you're not healed, you know what I mean? Like, or you're not speaking up, or, you haven't done the inner work, you know what I mean? Yet. And so, anyways, and so, but, and then you, like I said, during all this stuff, like while this person was doing all this stuff like that, out here, playing games and, being a narcissist, and another connection, trying to have this, screwing whoever, you know what I mean? Like, and playing all these games and just like nasty, you know what I mean? Like, I was evolving. I was healing, you know what I mean? I was doing the work. Now, and these connections, you're, right? In the beginning, you emotionally invest, in the spiritual. It was a really strong connection in my situation. And so I emotionally invested. You did a lot, I mean? This person just treated me like, like crap, you know what I mean? And so anyways, like I said, you reap what you sow no matter what, okay? And we're gonna get into more and more as we grow more. Narcissism, whether they choose, we all have a choice, you know what I mean? And everything has been blocked, of course, and anyways, it's just like but it's crazy to see that version of me that I nail the coffin in, you know what I mean? Like, I still have that empathy, you know what I mean? But it's like, not to those certain people, you know what I mean? It's like, nail that coffin in, it's part of your process in life, you know what I mean? And especially when you're going through the healing journey, and I see a lot of people, and there's people I run into, and I see myself, in them, and anyways, and it's just part of your growth, and don't ever beat yourself up if you go through the process. Like, I went through the process, I beat myself, you know what I mean? It's like I said, you go through the process, like, why did I allow, or why, you know what I mean? Like, you go through this unconsciously, unhealed, that is not your problem. And so that's why I share, because you don't want people that are going to take advantage. See how that person took advantage of that? Instead of being honest and real and all this like that. No, they took advantage of that. You don't want people like that in your life. Even if you're unhealed or you're unconscious, like, when I see people with that, I am so honest with them, you know what I mean? And, love them. I don't take advantage of them, you know what I mean? Like, and so, but, anyways, and so, but that's one thing that I've learned, and, in my walk, in my vulnerability, stuff like that, is that, that nope, there's just people in their life that don't deserve that. You know what I mean? You guys and don't deserve that, and again, like I said, these people, they want like, how do you say it? That's another one. They want, you are like a bag to them, you know what I mean? That's all. And this person got in their feelings, all this stuff like that. Not because they genuinely care they lost you, because you outgrew them, you outsmarted them, and you, because they lost their bag, you know what I mean? That's not love, okay? That's what, the tears, you know what I mean? And especially if it's a good bag, you get what I'm saying? Like, they lose their supply, like, especially when you're a good supply, because there's another way to say it, but I call it the bad because that's all I think of you as cha-ching, and so, like, I share my story, anyways, and so, but they don't genuinely care, they would have cared, they would have never cheated in the first place like this, anyways, and so, but that's when when they start going through all the, like, why did I cheat this, blah, 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 all this with that. And, and when you're like, done. They're never gonna enter my life, and like I said, any kind of abuse, it doesn't matter. That person and God will never ever tell you to go ever back with someone that has been abusive to you emotionally, mentally, any kind of abuse. You know what I mean? Financially, all that stuff like that. And but anyways, but yeah, you reap what you sow. You know what I mean? Like every single detail. You know what I mean? Like but like I said, again, I keep being more and more thankful to God, you know what I mean? Like, and again, everything is a mask for them. Like, you're healed, now they're trying to mask that they're healed. They didn't do no fucking work, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there like, this person's still trying to do spells on me, bro? And it's blocked. So now it's just a little thing. Versus the beginning, and that was another thing about scare tactics and trying to put fear, all this stuff like that, you know what I mean? And because it loses their power. When you speak and you share your story, it loses their power, you know what I mean? And so this is why they're silent. They try to silence you. They try to, you know what I mean? Like, and this is what happened in my story, Like I said, I went through a lot. And I had to process this. I had to go, like so much, guys, and in and out. And I was just like, I've really learned my gifts. I've really learned how to process. I've really healed, anyways. And so this person, one of the things they would mess with me. And he had worked with me, and mind you, with a counterfeit. And he worked against me, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, this is done. But, anyways, and these people would do like black magic. They would try to mess with my throat chakra, because I have beautiful, beautiful energy, you guys. Like that's and they're dark, okay? And this person wanted to really, really wanted people to see me the way he is. You know what I mean? Dark, nasty. And we got now you guys just pay attention. You guys watch my story because we got the empath, the unhealed, empath, unconscious, and then we got the narcissist. And anyways, in my story and stuff like that. And so, but it's funny, I just see this, you know what I mean? It's like, but it's this person's trying to mirror and be me, right? Without being authentic and doing the work, okay? While I'm unconscious, unhealed, doing the work, okay? To revealing where the unconscious me, the unhealed me, was not the real me, okay? That was just a mask, a version until now I step into my revealed, healed and whole version of myself, you know what I mean? And so, but anyways, and so it's just funny, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, but I get to see myself in the beginning, and then versus now, it's like, it's become, all this pain has become my power, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, versus the beginning, unconscious, unhealed, right? You go through the process, and plus, and then the scripture says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I didn't have all this knowledge now. I had to go through awakening. I had to go through a process. You know what I mean? Anyways, and so, but anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share that. I have so much. And like I said, these people been warned, and this narcissist been warned, okay, physically. So, and like I said, this channel is not for manipulator, liar, energy vampires, all that. This is not for you. If you're not choosing to be inspired or evolve or heal, this is not for you. You need to get the fuck off my channel, okay? And like he was trying to do like spell work, you know what I mean? Like I've never, and as soon as I came across, this person and stuff like that, all the spells trying to cuss, trying to make me, you know what I mean? And I've never, ever really, my brother will tell you that right now. He's like, sis, I never heard you cuss so much and stuff like that. And I was sharing him, you know what I mean? And so, like I said, one of the things this person was trying to do spells, like, because he wanted people to see me like he is, dark, nasty, you know what I mean? So anyways, this is one of the things I had to go through, and like I said, this person's been warned, and you reap what you sow. Now, like I said, it says, touch not my anointed ones, do my prophets no harm. I'm telling you, my spiritual guide, God, and my spiritual guides. Like you said, you heal and you forgive, and they just can't get over like that. You know what I mean? And what they did to you is like, doesn't make you stay down. Like you're not, you know what I mean? Like, and that's one thing I learned. I'm a fast processor. I'm a fast healer, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, get up. I went through a lot, though. You know what I mean? A processing, and, but I don't know how I can't control how fast I move or how fast my process. I just like, oop, that's done with. Da, 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 you know what I mean? Like, but I went through a lot, in my mind, in my thing. I feel like I went through a lot, you know what I mean? Anyways, and so, it's just sad, because like I said, I'm not the same person no more. No more. I'm just a nice girl. I've been nice, and so you can see my videos, and I was just trying to be so nice, and and this person didn't give a fuck when he was doing it to me, and the other way around when the tables were turned. This brother, he did not give two f's. You know what I mean? And like I said, was walking with his head high. He just thought he was the shit. This ugly motherfucker. Anyways, and so, again, so don't mind, like I said, this person's been warned already. These people have been warned. They've been done. As I talk about bullying and stuff like that, this is a form of bullying, you guys. And they can't hide who they are. I know who he is. You can't, that's the thing. They can't, you know what I mean? Like, and that's all they are. It's just a game. They go around playing with people's playing games, hurting people. You know what I mean? Like, and it's become my passion now. I've been through so much, and it's become my passion. I'm very passionate about it. And I follow my passions. You know what I mean? And so, anyways, but I work for God, you guys. Like I said, we have spiritual rank, you guys, and we have Jesus. Oh, I'll use that one next. I wanna talk on my next video, guys. But anyways, so like I said, they're really sick. You know what I mean? Like, they're really sick. And all the stuff that this person's doing to me. Mind you, it's you reap what you sow. So just imagine, I'm blocked. It's blocked from my end. God is protecting me from all this stuff like that. Okay, so just imagine. And that person's not protected from God. The person doesn't serve God. So just imagine this person. You know what I mean? Well, it was meant to break me as breaking them, because they're intentionally doing this. You know what I mean? And now I'm speaking on it. Before conscious, there's no excuse when you're speaking and tell somebody to leave you alone. So if you see my thing off a little bit, we know why. I know why. Like I said, these people, like, I talk about all this stuff, okay, and different, like I said, more growth. You know what I mean? Like I went through so much, and this person was literally, trying to stop me from sharing my testimony, my story. I mean, like I said, was a very nasty, evil person, and tries to wear a mask, saying like and trying to hide all this stuff like that. He's not. I know. I'm the one that broke the generational curse. I know. Okay? I know. I was the one that, okay? No outsiders, naysayers, or whatever. I know. Like I said, I have been through so much, you guys. And a lot of the time I didn't deserve. I was, like I said, nice. They don't get that Miss Nice Girl no more. I don't care. You know what I mean? They don't get that. Now I have to turn around. You know what I mean? This is not for you. Get the fuck on. Go back to the streets where you belong. Been there, you guys. Both ways. Invested my time, my energy, try to help these people. Genuinely, you guys. And this is what you get. So I did it so you don't have to. Don't try to invest in these people. Don't try to feel, no. Because they don't give a fuck. They don't want to heal. They're fucking childish. They're like ingrown. They're for the streets. You know what I mean? Like someone was telling me. I was so inspirational. I kept dimming my light, you guys, and tried to, you know what I mean? So much. This person doing this shit. See, they're like a money back to you. They don't care. They use you. Like I said, they use you. That's all they want. You know what I mean? And then once you heal and you awaken, you can't use me no more because I know who you are. I know who the fuck you are, And people are going to see this person exactly for who he is. I like to earn people's respect. Narcissists like to run, play victim. The whole time I'm victim. I got my ass up, you guys. I healed from this. I forgave, and I kept giving grace, and I kept giving grace, and I kept giving grace, and I kept dimming my light. And we're not doing that no more. See, that's the unhealed, unconscious me. And you know why I kept dimming my light? Because I went through abuse. When you go through abuse, you're dimming and dimming until you fully walk into your power, until you fully get healed. As you see, my energy, as I kept doing the work, I kept getting my power back, right? It's like empowering. You know that. Anybody knows that? It's like, they abuse their power. They continue abusing their power. I don't use my power enough, you guys. Now, like I said, I'm in this transition, you guys. So you just keep watching, keep following, liking, okay? And like I said, you can share, you can see my beginning of my journey. And this other channel that I started a while ago, even before this, and I want to get those so I can see, because it's really cool to go back and look at your journey and to see your growth, you know? And I think it's really cool, you know, and how much I've grown and stuff like that. And it's funny because an art can look in the mirror and like I said, all I am is a mirror. This person get mad. Why are you mad? Don't watch my channel. Because it's a mirror of a reflection of who they are. That's all I am. Speaking my truth. Speaking my story. Why? It's a mirror because they know that's who they are. You know, this person has no reason to do witchcraft, no reason to be mad, nothing. They went against a very powerful woman of God in the spiritual realm. We have spiritual rank and we have in the physical. That's why you never believe, you guys. Never believe what you see in the physical. There's illusions. It's my story. You always believe, and this is where I walk by faith, not by sight. I believe in the power of my God. He could do his little things. Like I said, mind you guys, God has a plan. He already sees what these people do. He already sees their thoughts. He already seen this person. And everything backfired on them. It's not my fault this person chose to go in another kitchen and backfired. It's not my problem. It's not a problem she cheated, lied, whatever the fuck she did to you. That's not. And then he wants to take his anger out on me. Why? Because it's a competition. Because you're doing that for it to show. Why? To compete with me or to make me jealous, or you know what I mean? Like, please, you guys, tell me, why is that my problem? Why is my problem? This person did me dirty, you guys, dirty, and I was a huge, mind you, the process. You can figure yourself. It's okay, and I take that. You know what I mean? I spent my time, and I did it. I did my time for my crime or whatever, and there was no crime. When you're impotent and you're unhealed, you're breaking curses. You're breaking things in your line. So I did not. How do you say it? I did not allow the abuse. Let me get that straight. I didn't consent to the rituals. This person, when I walked away, started doing all these rituals, all this stuff like that, black magic on me. I didn't consent to that. That's illegal. That's in the spiritual realm, is illegal. So whatever this person did, illegally sacrificed me for what he has now. It's a sacrifice, right? Just like I sacrificed this person for whatever God has for me in the future. So no, thank you. Bye-bye. 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 But he sacrificed his blessing. Well, it wasn't the best because they just used and abused, you know? And but for what he has, the life he has now. Don't be mad. Go enjoy it, embrace it. I mean, he put a big old facade on the community, a big old mask. He knew what he had. He just thought he could just do whatever the fuck you want. Have power, control. I just treat me like any other way, you know? And this is when we don't speak up, you know what I mean? This is part of the process I learned, you know what I mean? No one agrees to abuse. And you want someone like that. This is a toxic, unhealed, masculine energy. Okay, guys? I've been through this. I didn't consent to shit this person did. I went through a lot in my position. And then I forgave them. Right? And then I grew up and, you know, I mean, I evolved and stuff like that. And it's funny because you step in your power, right? And they want to fucking go around and play fucking victim. I just choose, you guys, to earn people's respect. I'm not going to go run and cry to all these people. You know what I mean? Like, I got up, I healed. I cried, and there's nothing wrong with that, you guys, okay? I cried and made it let known to God and my spiritual team. That's what I did. It's crazy. I went through a process of unwicked, all this stuff like that. You guys, I went through so much while on top of this, like I said, dealing with all this. So I'm telling you, and I still came out on top. I still healed through all this. This person was trying to stop my healing, stop by all of this stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's what powerful. I'm fucking powerful, man. It's like, whoa, I know. They're scratching their head, like, what? That's what you let them think they have power. You know what I mean? Like, and I went through a process, you guys, and God is training me, you guys, okay? And even, in the beginning of this, you didn't know about that. When you come along your journey, when you're part of this part of your path, you don't, you're breaking generation curse. You don't know that. You don't have the knowledge until you go through this. And when I went through this, I went through awakening, and like I said, rebirth, all this stuff like that. So, but anyways, but I like to sit back, I did. And there's moments through this, I was like, wow, and I looked at myself and I said, wow, I kept just, kept saying, like, I don't like this version of me. You know what I mean? I don't like that I can't speak up, or I can't, you know what I mean? I did a burial for that person. I'm still genuine and nice. I go out here, but it's just, now it's like I said, I don't tolerate shit anymore. You will not use me. You will not abuse me. You will not. And you will take it up with my God. Now, like when I speak and I say, this is the person leaving me alone. Now I let my spiritual team go. And I say, hey, okay? Because obviously this person's not right. People. This is not for you. You guys can leave yourself. This is not for you. And in the beginning, they'll watch me, try to intimidate me. I mean, just nasty, you guys. And I was unhealed and unconscious. And I broke down and I cried a lot, you guys. I mean, be real. It hurt me. I was dealing with a nasty, nasty bully. But then you heal, and it's like, and it's not like I wasn't trying to speak up for myself, and the narcissist, like I said, was very nasty, and he didn't feel sorry for it. And here I am, as I continue, you see my videos, and I'm like, why the fuck am I, still dimming my light, you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker just using me, talking shit behind my back. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care, you guys. Like, I generally don't care. I'll speak when I want to speak. I'll do what I want. You know what I mean? Like, but you learn, you guys. I've learned, once I never argue with a narcissist, walk away, ignore them. You guys, secret, okay? They are so, like, and that's why when they're so argument, they're in fucking, this person was in a whole another question, pouring to everybody else but me, in my situation. Everybody, not a fucking dime. And it's coming my energy stealing, going back, coming my energy stealing, going back. This person didn't give a fuck about me. So why should I give a fuck about them? You get what I'm saying? And God's like, but as you heal and evolve, it's like more and more and more. It's like, right? You're awakening. You're just like, what the fuck? It's just hilarious though, and then they're small. And I really do, you guys. Look at this person's just trying to, and it's like funny because that's the demons that laugh and stuff like that. Mind you, they were laughing. They were like, laughing it up and the most, you guys, right? Is that funny now? Are you laughing now? How is that over there? You laughing now? Obviously not laughing. Because God will confound, that's what the scripture says, God will confound the wise. They were like talking and talking and talking. And I was healing, evolving, and going through awakening, all this process when I was silent. And then boom, just pop out. Anyways, thank you for your love and support. I want to add, I don't need the narc support. It's not for you, like I said before. And move the fuck on. At first, you guys, I was like, you know, all this, you know, and the narc watches and stuff like that. And now it's like, you know, I want them to watch. That's why, you know, they say they prepare a table before your enemies. That's why they're watching, you know, so closely and stuff like that. And it's like, no, they didn't want me at their table, so I'm making my own. And they're not welcome at it. Deuces. I've forgiven. I move forward. You don't get to come. Like I said, you guys just trying to give me a fake apology after so many, all this shit. It's like fake, you guys. I don't, you know what I mean? Like,